Hi Spartans! You're watching this video because you said it's difficult to finish a full outline or full piece of writing within a given time limit. So we're going to go over some do's and don'ts of time writing to make sure you're really successful on your poetry analysis final task next week. Let's talk about what this task is first. Next week you'll have the poetry analysis task final product. In a 90-minute block, you're going to have a poem of your choice, and your job is to produce a full 4 to 5 paragraph essay explaining how the theme is developed in the poem. This essay will look very similar to your literary analysis essay from the last project. The difference being, you just have 90 minutes to write it. Go through the full reading process of annotating, writing an outline, and writing the 5 paragraphs. Here are some strategies to help you out. Here are the do's of timed writing. You do want to prepare ahead of time. Today you're going to have an option to take home the poem of your choice so you can prepare in advance rather than just being limited to 90 minutes. Here's what you need to do. You need to annotate your poem for twist. This will be your evidence. Some people found that in the stations, as long as they annotated for twist and marked their evidence ahead of time, they were able to quickly write that down on their outline. Take time for yourself before next Monday or Tuesday to write down your annotations. You also want to write a theme statement. This is one of the most common mistakes on the previous outlines and in the theme quiz. Some people wrote a statement that wasn't a theme. Remember, themes are universal ideas or messages written by a writer that they want to tell about a certain topic about the world. Make sure yours is universal. You may also write an outline. You might take home your copy of the poem today, and even on the back, just write your whole outline so you're ready to go. That way you just have time to write the paragraphs rather than spending time outlining your essay. You know what an outline looks like because you've done several in this class. Take your time to prepare this ahead of time. You may also want to discuss the poem with a study group. There are several options of poems for this final essay. You might want to meet up with 4 or 5 people who read the same poem and talk about the poem. Some people found that really helpful in the stations just to talk it out. That's often one of the best strategies before you start writing. So as you pick your poem today, plan with 2 or 3 people in this class, your mentor group or your PLT class, to talk about what is the theme in your poem and how is it developed. You may even want to make an appointment with Mr. Kwan to review your poem. You may come to office hours on Wednesday or make an appointment outside of that to prepare for your timed write. Now, as you're writing on the day of, here are some strategies to help you out. You want to use resources. There will be some resources available to you as to a checklist of what to include in your essay. Maybe a list of buzzwords, maybe a specific timeline of what to do. Use the checklist to your advantage. Use the resources to your advantage to help you out. Some people found it really helpful during the stations to use just their station work to make their outline. You may have similar resources available to you. You also want to write down the simplest ideas that come to mind. Some people get tripped up and try to write down the most specific word or the most intricate idea down during a timed write. This is great for process writing over time. When you're timed writing, you want to write quickly and write down the clearest ideas that come to mind. It's okay if it's not perfect. You also want to set a timer for yourself. A timer will be posted during the poetry analysis task. However, you want to chunk it out for yourself. Here's a suggested outline for next Monday or Tuesday. For the first 10 minutes, annotate the poem. You already know how to use twist? Apply what you know. Next 20 minutes, write your outline. Just like checkpoint 1, take 20 minutes and just choose your evidence, write your thesis, write your analysis. Then, break down the next hour into chunks. 10 minutes for the introduction, 10 minutes body paragraph 1, 10 minutes body paragraph 2, 10 minutes body paragraph 3. It will be optional, just like checkpoint 1. You could just choose to have 2 subclaims. It's up to you. 10 minutes for your conclusion, and then 10 minutes to revise and edit. If you're chunking your time, you'll be able to track if you'll be able to finish on time. And that's the ultimate goal in timed writing. Show your best work within the time limit. Here are some don'ts of timed writing, some hurdles to overcome, some roadblocks. Don't get distracted by websites, music, or peers. Set up the best working space for you. For some people, that's just having the PLP open. For some people, that's having their headphones out. For some people, that's having their headphones in. Don't allow yourself to spend 2 or 3 minutes picking a song. Take your time to write, not to be distracted by other websites. Don't have multiple tabs open. Sometimes it gets confusing. My poem's in this tab, my writing's in this tab, the PLP is over here, my email's over here. Don't allow yourself to be confused by that. Just keep the POP open with your essay. Maybe there's a copy of the poem open. That should be all you have open. Don't stress about finding the perfect words. Write the clearest and simplest words that come to mind. Again, it's okay if your word choice is not perfect the first round. That's why you're leaving yourself 10 minutes at the end to revise and edit. You can go back and delete things. What's most important is that you get ideas out and you hustle to finish. Also, don't lose track of the time. There will be a timer posted. There was a suggested timeline for you. Make sure you keep track of that. It's going to be your responsibility to manage your time. This is going to be just like the SAT test, just like an AP test. You will have timed writing in your future, so that's why we're preparing for it now. Don't proceed forward without having a clear thesis statement with a universal theme and clearly stated delivery devices from Twist. This was also one of the most common mistakes on the outlines. This is the most important part of your essay. Take your time and devote time on the day of the poetry analysis task to come up with a clear thesis statement. It might even be a good idea to write it down, raise your hand, and have Mr. Daquan check it before you move forward. This is the most important part of your essay. And finally, don't give up. You have worked so hard over the past few weeks studying poetry and even working on essays for the past few months. You can do it. Allow yourself to feel confident and ready. Now that we've gone over some of the do's and don'ts, on your handout write down 3 do's of timed writing, 2 don'ts of timed writing, and what strategy will apply on your poetry analysis final product next week. These tips will help you do your best work.